American people who understand exactly what is taking place.
What I'm about to say is fact.
The American people are witnessing the greatest lie that is cleverly orchestrated by President Obama and his whole administration.
A change of leadership in Washington will not lift this burden.
They say whatever they want.
In this new century, Americans and Europeans alike will be required to do more, not less.
I've always been amused.
Partnership and cooperation among nations is not a choice.
That this once great nation will be a third world country.
We have done our duty, he said.
Duty.
And we will keep on doing our duty.
Duty.
People of the world, now do your duty.
Duty. Duty.
People of the world, look at Berlin.
Diarrhea. Hey, Lois. What? Diarrhea.
Rumor mongers that are abroad in the land who are spreading all these rumors and scaring people to death. Large segments of our citizens believe that the United Nations is taking over whole blocks of counties in Kentucky and Tennessee. Yeah. And some of them...
Boring. You're boring everybody. Quit boring everyone.
We're better off with NATO. We're better off with the United Nations. We're better off when these countries can work together. So I just think for folks that are worried about this out in the country, they need to be thinking about how we're not going to give up our freedom or our independence, but we're not going to go it alone into the 21st century either. We're going to work together, and we have to.
Burden of global citizenship.
Well, first of all, the Federal Reserve is an independent agency, and that means basically that there is no other agency of government which can overrule actions that we take.
Our economy is competitive.
Call? Tell the truth.
Look,
Call? Tell the truth.
I'll say what I've said before. This is outside the purview of the Government of Canada, outside the responsibilities of the Prime Minister. As you know, it is the Bank of Canada that independently guides Canadian monetary policy. The Governor of the Bank of Canada is responsible. The Governor himself
Has the capability of buying up some debt and doing all this kind of thing. We can't even audit you to find out what you do. So you can do anything you want. You can create as much money as you want.
They have all the money they want. They can make all the money they want. They have a machine that can make all the money. It's not about money. It's about control. It's about their vision of how they want to see the world.
Where would the money come from?
It would come. It's a loan, but it would come from the U.S.
Eventually, we would create out of thin air.
It's a secret. It's so secret we can't talk about it.
drove them underground into a secret society.
The secret organizations of the world power elite are no longer secret.
Is known as the Bilderberg Group. Could their objective be world domination?
The Bilderberg-dominated Club of Rome advocated environmentalism as the best front to implement population reduction.
Through his work in population control,
Because Rupert Murdoch supported my work on climate change. Western populations would accept serfdom if it was packaged as saving the earth. Because Rupert Murdoch supported my work on climate change.
the agenda for the 21st century you're living in today. For a brave new world where everything that you cherished and held true will no longer exist.
It's time that all of the secrecy and backroom deals end.
And that is a suspicion that there is a conspiracy afoot through the Trilateral Commission, the Council on Foreign Relations. You ran the Trilateral Commission for how long?
About 3 years, I think. Something like that, 3 years. Not only did I run it, I helped to fund it and organize it with David Rockefeller. So if any of our viewers are conspiracy-minded, here is one of the conspirators.
But these are the people that I suspect want to stop the restoration of democracy.
You would be a poster child for these people because you have served on the board of the Council on Foreign Relations. You helped start the Trilateral Commission, and you've been to the Bilderberger groups.
Meanwhile, again, they battled to convert the U.S. legal system in such a way that it would give them control of our society.
It was only going to be revealed when the Illuminati had amassed enough power to resurface and carry out their final goal. good to be back at the Council on Foreign Relations. As Pete mentioned, I've been a member for a long time and was actually a director for some period of time. I never mentioned that when I was campaigning for re-election back home in Wyoming. In those areas, one of the things you got to figure out what to do with all of the debris. We're getting a lot of that.
Now, you all are laughing, but
They have planned and are now leading us into a one-world communist government.
carrying out the extermination, the murder of at least 80% of the world's population.
Oh my God, they killed Teddy!
You bastards!
We have heard that 500,000 children have died. I mean, that's more children than died in Hiroshima. And you know, is the price worth it? I think this is a very hard choice, but we think the price is worth it. Being supported and financed through our tax money. It's being done in our name.
We've let them do it because we stood by and we've talked about it. We got to hit the streets. You got to stop paying your taxes. You got to stop feeding this fuel.
Impact.
You know when you get them, won't you? Light them all up. Come on, fire! Hey, Roger. Keep shooting. Keep shooting.
What's not the two things? We need to move time now. Just think about it in your head. How bad do things have to get before you do something? Do they have to take away all your property? Do they have to license every activity that you want to engage in?
How much of their liberties do they have to take before people say, fuck off?
When I've had it with his whole government. Fine.